Hello guys, I'm back with another video, and this time I have brought some crucial reading tips for you guys so that you can ace your IELTS exam. First of all, let me elaborate on there is a difference in between IELTS reading academic exam and the general training exam. So IELTS academic is a bit more difficult, and it has three sections as we have in general training exam. But IELTS academic has a bit more lengthy passages, and it has only one passage in section 1 and only one passage in section 2 and one passage in section 3. But these passages are related to more academic topics, which are obviously difficult, and they have a bit lengthier material into it. As compared to general training exams, general training has two passages in one section 1 and two passages in section 2 and a single passage in section 3. So, as compared to academic, general training IELTS reading is considered a bit more easier because the first two sections are pertinent to general topic related to anything like employers, anything related to some kind of immigration process or some kind of office rules, so that would be more general and not related to academic. But the part section 3 is a bit tricky, and it involves almost 3 to 4 different types of question types. So let's begin. Question types are almost the same in both kind of exams, so let's discuss first those question types, and then we'll move towards the tips for the reading exam. So there are almost 14 different question types in the IELTS reading. That is matching headings, true and false not given, summary completion, list selection, diagram completion, sentence completion, classification question, title selection, multiple choice question, matching paragraph information, table completion, short answer questions, flowchart completion, matching sentence endings. So here, let's discuss first, the most recurring type of question types in the IELTS exam, particularly pertinent to general training exam. Matching the headings true and false, summary completion, sentence completions, MCQs, classification questions, and matching sentence endings, matching paragraph information. These kind of questions are the most recurring type of questions in the IELTS general training exam. So let me first elaborate. There are different tips to solve different type of question types in IELTS reading. And IELTS reading is a bit tricky when it comes to different question types, because you know how to solve each type of question types according to its needs, according to its requirements. So let's begin with the tips for reading, and you can also take a screenshot of the question types, and then you can practice it at home. Okay, the tips for reading, except for some question types like matching headings, matching paragraph information, matching names with the statements, all the other question types follow order. That means that if you're solving MCQs, the MCQ number 1, you will find the answer in the passage before the number 2, and only after you will find somewhere the answer of MCQ number 1, only after that you will be able to find the answer of MCQ number 2, because these type of questions always follow order. So don't get confused and roam around the passage here and there and only wasting your time. So keep these things in your mind. Only if you are looking for these type of question types like matching headings, matching paragraph information, matching names with the statements, only then you will not be asked in an order, but other questions are in orderly fashion. Okay, so for matching the headings, the one most crucial tip is read the headings beforehand. Read the headings first and then go to the passage, and then try to find that which paragraph is more suited to a particular heading. Next, underline the keywords. Underlining keywords is a very, very crucial thing, because when you go through the passage, especially for this type of tip, I'll tell you about sentence completion. So maybe you will be asked huge dash. So you have to find something that is huge, and in the passage it is not mandatory that you will find huge as the same word. You might find massive, enormous, or something like this, but this word will help you that you need to write something that is huge, that is enormous, that is massive. So this is how I did my sentence completion. I try to underline the words, and then I try to find those words in the passage. So this will help you finding your answers more quickly. Another tip for the MCQs is read the question of the MCQ only, and then go to the passage. When you find the answer, come back to the question and then read the options. Because if you read the options beforehand, you'll get confused and you'll not be able to find the correct answer. Next, time management is very crucial in IELTS reading. You will only be given 60 minutes and you have to solve a lot in these 60 minutes. And you have to read through the passage, you have to go through you have to understand it, you have to comprehend it to find the correct answer. So it is very important that you manage your time very skillfully. So I would suggest that manage your time, give first 15 minutes to passage 1 to section 1, and then other 15 minutes to section 2, and then half an hour to section 3, because section 3 has more questions and you'll be needing more time in section 3, and it will be the trickiest section in general training exam. So you have to be able to find the correct answers in the given time. Next, I would suggest that do skimming and scanning. If you can find the answer with the skimming and scanning, don't read the whole passage, because it will only waste your time. The most important thing you can do to skim and scan the passages, wherever you find some years, like if in the question, if it is mentioned that in 1947 this happened, or in 1847 this happened, underline that year, go to the passage, find that year, and then you will find the answer surrounding that date. Or if there is a word like there is a scientist name or something, go to the passage, underline those words, find those words, and try to find the answer surrounding those words. This is very important for solving your MCQs, for solving your summary completion for each type of question. Another important thing is don't waste your time. If you are not able to find answer to any question, move forward. Otherwise, you'll be left with no time, and there will be a lot of questions left behind. So if you are not able to find the answer, leave it, go forward, for solve other questions, and come back in the end. Because if you'll get stuck at that question type, you'll not be able to solve the questions that are waiting for you forward. As I mentioned, that try to look for underlined keywords in the passage. So this is how you will be able to achieve good band score in IELTS reading exam. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you, because there are a lot of questions and you will not be able to find the answers to each question if you're not following a particular pattern. The first tip is the most important tip, that there are certain questions that follow order and there are certain questions that don't follow order. So you have to keep these things in your mind while solving the question. Now, here are some question types that I'm going to discuss. For example, matching the headings. It is very important to read the headings before you go to the passage, so that you will be able to find the answer more quickly. For true and false not given, or yes, no not given, there is a lot of confusion between false and not given. At times you're perplexed, you're not able to understand that how are you gonna differentiate between these two. So always remember that if you don't find any information in the passage regarding anything, that means that that is not given. And false means wrong information, something that is wrong. That means that they can give you the wrong date, or they can give you something that is not present in the passage. So you should be able to differentiate between both of them. I have already given you some tips about the sentence completion and summary completion. There, they might also ask you about some scientist name and what they have said. So use the same tip, underline the scientist name, and then go to the passage. Okay. Similarly, there is also very important type of question type, that is matching paragraph information. I would say matching paragraph information, underline the words when you are reading the part of the information that is given to you in the form of question. Underline the words, go to the passage, try to find those underlined words. They might use different kind of synonyms which might be more difficult. So you have to have a good knowledge of synonyms too for reading. So, what you're gonna do is underline those words, go to the passage. It will take a lot of time if you're not gonna underline these words, because you'll go to the passage, you'll skim. If you're not skimming and scamming, you are going to read each and every heading, and it will take a lot of time. If you have underlined words, you will particularly identify those words in the passage, and you can easily find your answers. And I would say the answers are not written like, like your food in the plate. So you have to find them, you have to look for them, you have to search for them. So try to read so that you will be able to comprehend and contemplate. Your reading speed should be fast, and it can only happen with practice, 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 practice. So we'll be solving some questions in our further videos, but for matching paragraph information, it is very important that you underline the words and you find those words in the passage. And if I talk about the general training exam, there are also headings to different paragraphs in some cases. So read those headings. That headings also tells you tells you a lot about that what are you going to find in that paragraph, and whether you will be able to find your answer or not. So this is for the reading tips, as you people were asking me about a lot of reading tips. So here are the tips that I used for my reading exam to score 8.5 bands. And above all, practice a lot. And I shall be, stay tuned. I shall be coming up with another video. And most probably my next video will be on writing and the tips to enhance your score in the writing exam.